Let me ask you something. What do you do when the person you love the most suddenly decides you're not enough? Do you beg, plead, try to convince her that she made a mistake? If you've been left heartbroken, you might feel an urge to fight for her, to prove your worth, to show her that you're the man she should never have left. But let me tell you the brutal truth. The more you chase, the faster she runs. Desperation is poison. It kills attraction faster than anything else. And the moment she senses that you need her more than she needs you, she loses all respect. Women don't fall for men who beg. They fall for men they can't fully have, men they can't control. So the only way to win is to walk away. No explanations, no closure, just disappear. Let silence do what words never could. You might think this is about making her miss you. It's not. This is about something much bigger. Reclaiming your power, your self-respect, your identity. Because the moment you stop seeking validation from someone who walked away, you become untouchable. You become a man who doesn't need anyone's approval to feel whole. And that is when she starts to wonder if she made the biggest mistake of her life. Like this video if you're ready to regain control. Subscribe for more lessons on power, resilience, and attraction. And comment below. I am in control of my emotions. Number 1. Why begging kills attraction. Instantly. The moment you beg, you lose. It doesn't matter how much history you have, how deeply you love her, or how much she once cared about you. The second you start pleading, she sees you as weak. And weakness? That's the fastest way to kill attraction. Women are drawn to strength, to confidence, to a man who stands firm in his value. But when you beg, when you plead for her to reconsider, you're saying, I can't live without you. My happiness depends on you. And that is the biggest turn-off imaginable. She doesn't want a man who needs her. She wants a man she has to earn. The moment you act like she's above you, she starts believing it too. Think about it. If a man of high status, a man of true value, got rejected, would he fall apart? Would he lower himself, throwing away his dignity just for a second chance? He would walk away with his head high, knowing his worth isn't determined by a single person's decision. But when you chase, when you cry, when you try to convince her to come back, you send one clear message: I am beneath you. You are my only source of happiness. And the moment she sees you that way, it's over. Let me give it to you straight. Attraction is built on respect. And the second she stops respecting you, she stops feeling anything for you. That's why nice guys, the ones who worship the ground she walks on, never win. Because they make it too easy. They give away their value for free. But the men who walk away, the ones who refuse to settle for anything less than respect, those are the men who stay on her mind. Think about the relationships in your own life. Who do you respect more? The person who constantly seeks your approval, bending over backward for you? Or the person who knows their worth and doesn't need your validation to feel whole? The answer is obvious. Respect comes from strength, not submission. If she truly respected you, she wouldn't have left. If she truly cared, she wouldn't have made you question your worth. So instead of trying to prove your value to someone who discarded you, prove it to yourself. Stop chasing, stop pleading. Let her see what life is like without you, because nothing makes a woman rethink her decision faster than realizing the man she left behind wasn't desperate, but disciplined. The most powerful men in history never begged for attention. They commanded it. And you? You're no different. You don't chase. You attract. You don't plead. You move on. And in doing so, you become the man she regrets walking away from. Like this video if you refuse to beg for anyone's approval. Subscribe for more powerful insights. And comment below, I do not chase, I attract. Number 2. The power of the silent exit. When words fail, silence speaks. And when a woman leaves you, the most powerful response isn't anger, pleading, or trying to explain yourself. It's disappearing. No warnings, no final messages, just complete and total absence. See, most men do the opposite. They text paragraphs looking for closure. They call late at night, hoping she'll answer. They show up where she might be, pretending it's a coincidence. And every single time they make themselves smaller in her eyes. Why? Because nothing is less attractive than a man who can't walk away. The more available you are, the less valuable you become. But when you disappear, when you give her nothing but silence, you force her to sit with the weight of her decision, and that's when the doubt begins to creep in. Because whether she admits it or not, every woman expects a man to chase after her when she pulls away. She expects to hear from you. She expects you to ask why, to show that you still care. But when you do nothing, when you remove yourself so completely that she questions if you ever needed her at all, that's when her mind starts working against her. Understand this. Human psychology is wired to crave what is missing. We always want what we can't have. And the second you become unavailable, you go from something she took for granted to something she wonders about. Why hasn't he reached out? Did he ever really care? Is he already moving on? Those thoughts will eat at her. Not immediately, not overnight, but eventually. And the longer your silence lasts, the more powerful it becomes. This isn't about manipulation. This is about self-respect. A man who values himself doesn't chase after people who walk away. He lets them go. He doesn't argue. He doesn't explain. He simply vanishes. Because he understands that the moment someone makes the choice to leave, his job is not to convince them to stay. It's to show them what losing him really means. And when she realizes you're truly gone, when she sees that your world kept moving without her, that's when regret starts to set in. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually. And when that moment comes, it won't be because you begged. It won't be because you sent her late-night texts pouring your heart out. It will be because your absence spoke louder than anything you could have ever said. Let her wonder. Let her miss you. Let her realize what she walked away from. And in the meantime, focus on yourself. Building, grow, evolve. Because the best revenge isn't proving her wrong. It's proving to yourself that you never needed her in the first place. Like this video if you understand the power of silence. Subscribe for more lessons on self-mastery and attraction. And comment below, my absence speaks louder than words. Number 3. Mastering your emotions, the Stoic way. Pain is inevitable, but suffering, that's a choice. Right now, your emotions might feel like a storm, chaotic, uncontrollable, pulling you in every direction. But here's the truth. A man who cannot control his emotions will always be controlled by others. And if she sees that she has that power over you, if she knows she can break you just by walking away, then she owns you. This is where most men fail. They act out of emotion instead of strategy. They let anger, sadness, and desperation dictate their actions. They send impulsive texts, hoping to get a response. They lash out, saying things they'll regret. Or worse, they drown in self-pity, waiting for a woman who has already moved on. But a Stoic man? He does the opposite. He doesn't react. He doesn't break down. He doesn't allow anyone, especially not a woman, to dictate his state of mind. Picture yourself as a mountain. The winds may rage, the rain may fall, but the mountain does not move. That is the kind of emotional control you must develop, because the moment you master your emotions, you become untouchable. She can leave. She can ignore you. She can try to get a reaction. But you remain calm, indifferent, unreadable. And that drives people insane. Why? Because uncertainty is the most powerful psychological force. The moment she can't predict you, the moment she can't read you, you become a mystery. And what do people do with mysteries? They obsess over them. When she expects you to break and instead you remain composed, she starts questioning everything. Did he ever love me? Is he already over me? Why isn't he fighting for me? That's the moment you flip the power dynamic. That's when she starts chasing you. But let's be clear, this isn't an act. This isn't about pretending to be strong while secretly hoping she comes back. This is about becoming the kind of man who genuinely does not need her. A man who finds peace in solitude, who doesn't crumble when things don't go his way. A man who understands that his happiness is his responsibility, not hers. And that is the ultimate form of power. So when your emotions try to take over, When you feel the urge to react, stop, breathe. Ask yourself, will this action serve me? Will this make me stronger? Or am I letting someone else control my mind? If the answer is no, then walk away. Let her feel your absence. Let her wonder. Let her regret. But most importantly, let yourself evolve. Because once you master your emotions, you don't just win her back, you win yourself back. Like this video if you refuse to let emotions control you. Subscribe for more insights on power, discipline, and attraction. And comment below, I control my emotions do not control me. Number 4. The unpredictable mind. Become a mystery. Familiarity breeds contempt. The more predictable you are, the less interesting you become. And when a woman knows exactly how you'll react, exactly what you'll say, exactly how much you still want her, she stops valuing you. The key to regaining control isn't proving yourself to her. It's becoming a man she can no longer figure out, a mystery she can't solve. Most men do the opposite. They make their intentions obvious. They keep checking in, hoping for a response. They wear their emotions on their sleeves, thinking honesty will win her back. But honesty without restraint is just another form of weakness. If she knows you're waiting, if she knows you still care, then there's no urgency, no curiosity, no reason to second-guess her decision. But when you change the pattern, when you become unreadable, that's when her mind starts to turn against her. Because here's the truth, women don't obsess over the men they understand, they obsess over the ones they don't. The second she feels like she can't predict your next move, she starts paying attention. Why hasn't he texted? Why does he seem so unaffected? Has he moved on? Does he have someone else? That uncertainty, that's what brings her back. So how do you become unpredictable? Stop giving her access to you. If she expects you to beg, disappear. If she expects you to chase, let her feel your absence. If she expects you to break, remain calm. And when she finally reaches out, don't respond immediately. Make her wonder, make her question, make her work for your attention, because the second she has to chase, the dynamic shifts. This isn't about games. This is about positioning. A man who is too available loses value. A man who is too obvious becomes boring. But a man who is unpredictable, he stays on her mind long after he's gone. He forces her to rethink everything. And that's when regret begins to set in. Remember this, mystery creates desire. If she can't figure you out, she can't forget about you. And the moment she starts thinking about you again, you've already won. Like this video if you understand the power of mystery. Subscribe for more lessons on attraction and self-mastery. And comment below, I am a mystery she cannot solve. Number 5. Leveling up in silence. A man who speaks about his plans weakens them. A man who moves in silence, he becomes unstoppable. Right now, your emotions might tempt you to prove something, to show her you're doing fine, to make her see what she lost. But the truth is, if you have to announce your growth, you haven't truly grown. Most men make this mistake. They post pictures hoping she'll notice. They drop hints on social media, subtly trying to get her attention. They make changes just for the sake of proving a point. But that's still chasing. That's still seeking validation. And when you move that way, you're not leveling up, you're performing. And she can see right through it. A real transformation doesn't need an audience. It happens in the dark, in the moments when no one is watching. When you focus on yourself, not for her, not for revenge, but because you refuse to remain the same. This is where you separate yourself from the weak. While others drown in self-pity, you rise. While they wait for a text, you build. While they look back, you move forward. Because the truth is, the best revenge is success, but not the kind you flaunt, the kind that speaks for itself. Months from now, when she looks you up, when she hears about you, she won't see the same man she left behind. She'll see someone she no longer has access to. And that's when she'll feel the loss. Not when you try to make her jealous, not when you try to prove something, but when she realizes she underestimated you. Think of yourself as a king rebuilding his empire. He doesn't send letters to those who doubted him. He doesn't beg for recognition. He simply builds in silence. And when the world finally sees what he has become, it's already too late to be part of it. That's the energy you need, so stop talking. Stop trying to be seen. Let your results do the talking. Because a man who levels up in silence becomes a man she can never forget. Like this video if you choose self-improvement over validation. Subscribe for more lessons on power and discipline. And comment below, my growth is silent, but my results are loud. Number 6. Rewriting the narrative. She will regret it. Regret is a slow poison. It doesn't hit immediately. It creeps in over time when she realizes the man she left behind isn't the same one who walked away. But here's the key. You don't get to this point by waiting for her regret. You get there by rewriting the story, by shifting the power dynamic, by becoming the man she never expected you to become. Right now, she thinks she knows you. She thinks she has you figured out. She assumes that deep down you're still waiting, still hurting, still hoping she'll come back. And as long as she believes that, she has no reason to question her decision. But the moment she starts hearing about you, the moment she realizes you're thriving, not pretending, not performing, but actually elevating, that's when the doubt sets in. Because here's the truth. Women don't regret losing the man they left. They regret losing the man he becomes after she's gone. When she sees that your world didn't crumble, that you didn't chase, that you didn't need her to become better, that's when her perspective shifts. Not because you tried to prove something, but because your growth made her irrelevant. Think about it. What stings more? Seeing an ex desperately trying to get your attention, or realizing they've moved so far ahead that you don't even cross their mind? It's always the second one, because indifference is the deepest wound. The moment she sees you've detached, the moment she realizes she lost her power over you, she starts craving it again. And that's when the regret sets in. She replays the memories. She second-guesses her choices. She starts wondering, did I make a mistake? Could I still have him if I wanted? And that uncertainty will eat at her more than any words ever could. But here's the catch. By the time she regrets it, you won't care anymore. You'll be too busy living, too focused on your own path to entertain the past. And that's what truly makes a man powerful. Not getting her back, not proving a point, but evolving into someone who never needed her in the first place. Like this video if you choose to move forward, not backward. Subscribe for more insights on power and attraction. And comment below, she lost me, not the other way around. Number 7. When she comes back, the art of indifference. She will come back. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point, curiosity will get the best of her. She'll send a random text, a meaningless, "Hey, how have you been?" She'll like an old post, hoping you'll notice. She might even test the waters by bringing up a shared memory. And in that moment, you'll have a choice: fall back into the trap or remain untouchable. Most men make the mistake of celebrating too soon. They think, she regrets it, she wants me back. And just like that, they undo all the power they built. They respond immediately. They sound too eager, too available. And the second she senses that, she knows she still has control. But a stoic man, he moves differently. He doesn't react. He doesn't seek closure. He doesn't hand over his power the moment she reappears. He understands that just because she's reaching out doesn't mean she's ready to commit. Sometimes she just wants to see if she still has access to you, to feel like if she wanted, she could still have you. And the moment you show her that she can, the game is over. She'll lose interest just as fast as she came back. So when she reaches out, stay composed. Respond if you want, but take your time. Let her feel the uncertainty she once made you feel. Keep it short, keep it neutral, and most importantly, keep your emotions out of it. If she tries to stir up old feelings, don't engage. If she suggests meeting up, let her work for it. If she truly wants back in, she needs to prove she's worth your time, not the other way around. Because here's the truth. A woman values what she has to earn. If you roll out the red carpet the moment she returns, she'll take you for granted again. But if she senses that you're no longer the same man she left behind, that you have options, that her presence is no longer a priority, that's when she starts to chase. But by then, you might not even care, and that's the real victory. Not winning her back, but realizing you never needed her in the first place. True indifference isn't an act, it's a mindset. And when you embody that, you don't just get respect. You become the kind of man no woman ever wants to lose again. Like this video if you refuse to be a backup option. Subscribe for more lessons on power and self-mastery. And comment below, I am the prize, not the pursuer. Number 8. Your new mindset, the man she can't ignore. By now, you've done what most men fail to do. You didn't beg, you didn't chase, you didn't lose yourself trying to prove your worth. Instead, you transformed. You became the kind of man who doesn't just survive heartbreak, he thrives because of it. And now, something has shifted. You no longer care if she comes back. You no longer replay the past, wondering what went wrong. Because the truth is, you've outgrown her. The man you are today isn't the same man she left behind, and that's what makes you impossible to ignore. See, most men stay stuck in the past. They cling to what was, hoping to rekindle something that's already dead. But high-value men, they move forward, they evolve, they reach a point where their time, their energy, and their focus are too valuable to waste on someone who once doubted them. And that shift in mindset, that's what makes her notice. Because here's the harsh reality. Women are drawn to men they feel lucky to have. The moment she senses that you no longer need her, that your life is filled with purpose, ambition, and new experiences, she starts to question everything. She wonders why she let you go. She wonders if she could still have you. And that uncertainty, it's what makes her rethink her decision. But here's the key. You don't let that validation change you. You don't suddenly break the silence just because she starts watching your stories. You don't rush to answer her texts just because she shows interest again, because you're not that same guy anymore. You're not living for her attention. You're not waiting for her approval. You're too busy becoming the kind of man who naturally attracts, not just one woman, but many. And that's what makes you powerful, not playing games, not pretending to be indifferent, but truly reaching a place where you're so focused on your own evolution that the past doesn't define you anymore. That's the kind of man she can't ignore. Like this video if you refuse to settle for the past. Subscribe for more insights on attraction, power, and self-mastery. And comment below, I am a man of value, with or without her. Number 9. Final lesson. You never needed her anyway. Here's the truth that most men take too long to realize. You never needed her. Not in the way you thought. Not in the way your emotions tried to convince you. What you needed was to lose her so you could find yourself. And now, you see it clearly. At the beginning, it felt like she was everything. Like she completed you. Like without her, something was missing. But that was never the truth. That was just the illusion of attachment, the lie society teaches men. That your happiness, your purpose, your worth should be tied to a relationship. But now you know better. Because through the silence, through the detachment, through the process of rebuilding yourself, you've realized something powerful. She was never the prize. You were. And the moment you stepped back, the moment you focused on your own growth instead of chasing someone who left, the moment you stopped needing external validation, that's when everything changed. Now, look at yourself. You've leveled up. You're mentally stronger, emotionally unshaken. You've built a life that doesn't revolve around one person's approval, and that is the true victory. Not getting her back, not making her regret it, but becoming so unshakable in your own value that the idea of needing her seems ridiculous now. And that's what true Stoicism is about. Detachment, discipline, self-mastery, not just in relationships, but in everything. In the way you handle loss, in the way you respond to challenges, in the way you carry yourself, unbothered, unfazed, always in control. That's what makes a man powerful. That's what makes a man unforgettable. So when she comes back, and she will, you won't even have to think twice. You'll already know the answer. Because you're no longer the man who waits. You're the man who chooses, and more often than not, you'll choose yourself. Like this video if you've embraced your own power. Subscribe for more lessons on resilience, attraction, and self-mastery, and comment below. I am free. I am unshaken. I am unstoppable. You've made it to the end, which means one thing. You're ready. Ready to stop chasing, ready to stop begging, ready to step into the kind of power most men never achieve, because now you understand the truth. The goal was never to get her back. The goal was to get yourself back. And you did. You broke free from the emotions that once controlled you. You stopped looking to her for validation. You became the kind of man who doesn't just survive heartbreak, he uses it to evolve. And that's what separates the weak from the strong, the lost from the found, the forgotten from the unforgettable. But this journey isn't over. This is just the beginning. The real challenge is staying on this path, choosing self-respect over desperation, choosing purpose over distractions, choosing discipline over weakness. And if you do that, no woman, no situation, no loss will ever shake you again. Now, it's your turn. If you're committed to becoming a man of value, hit that like button. If you want to keep learning how to master your emotions, your mindset, and your relationships, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And before you go, drop this in the comments. I am the master of my fate. I am the ruler of my mind. Because once you truly believe that, nothing can stop you.